Hey everybody, Don Alder here, and just sending this video today to all the acoustic guitar players looking for the latest and greatest in pickup technologies for acoustic guitar. Which brings me to this little guy made by James May Engineering, and it's called the Ultratonic version 3. So who's it for? Well, it's for acoustic guitar players that don't have a pickup system. It's for acoustic guitar players that have a pickup system that should toss it and get this guy. And it's also for people that have K&K systems that want to take their K&K to a whole new level. And we'll get into how that's possible in a few minutes. But basically, the pickup comes in 3 versions. You have this version for $249. You got a version for nylon string, which is the same price. And then the upgrade kit for the K&K system is like $179, which is amazing. So what do you get for that? Well, you get a brand new system that incorporates phase canceling technology to allow you to get a really, really cool sound. And let me explain how that works. What happens, as soon as you put a K&K system pickup system in, or any contact pickup system in, into different size shapes of guitars, when you plug into your R and start playing, you might have boominess problems when you start increasing the volume. And when you get to a certain point in the volume, you just can't even play anymore because the guitar is just top, it's just feeding back on you. So that's what this pickup system addresses. What you get is you get one main sensor, which mounts underneath the guitar like a typical K&K system would. And then you get another sensor which works with this little circuit board to produce phase cancellation to really get rid of all the boominess and muddiness. And by going up and down with these switches, you can just find that sweet spot for your guitar. And it only takes a couple of minutes. And I've left it out because we're actually going to kind of do some of that checking in a second. So the other thing is that along with that, you get a volume control, which is very cool for a passive pickup system. So it's passive. It's got about the same output volume as the K&K would. And of course, you have to have a high impedance system or DI to be working with this thing. So what happens is no volume, lots of volume, but if you notice the tonality doesn't change as I go up. Which is very, very, very cool. So what does it consist of? Once again, the jack, the circuit board, the main sensor, and then of course the phase cancellation sensor. Now for the K&K upgrade, you get the same thing, but you also get another sensor, because sometimes on the K&K installations your kind of low E volume will be a little bit down, so it includes that as well. But right now I've got my little dip switch at 3. So you can hear the DI version. You can hear my amp, which is mic'd. Now I'm coming out of the guitar, oops, out here, and I am going into a universal audio recording unit. And I'm not using any of the unison technology or anything. It's just going in flats, just off the high impedance DI of it. And then I'm coming out of that, out of the headphone jack actually, and going into the amplifier. So here's the sound with just the DI. And here's the sound, same thing with the amp being mic'd. Finger picking. Harmonics. Harmonics amped. So I'm going to do some percussion, but I've got the jack hanging out, so hopefully it doesn't bounce around. Here's percussion with the amp mic. All right. Okay, so let's look at some of the dip switches. All right. So right now I'm on number 4, number 3. I'm going to take that off so you can hear the tonality changes here. So watch what happens. You can hear the bass is reduced right away, right? Go to number 2. So far, every time I'm going up further up the switch, you're going to hear the bass is reduced a bit. And we'll go to 5. Now, interesting to see what happens if I go to 4, bass is reduced only a little bit. If I go to 5, it's only done even less. If I go to 6, so tiny now, you can hear the difference is very slight. But at some point, start getting more volume. So that's why you have to kind of find your sweet spot. So if you have a small body guitar and it's very thin on the bottom end, you can actually add bottom end. And if you have a big guitar, well then you're probably going to go to the settings about 2, 3, like 2 to 5 kind of range. Because the interesting thing with sound is that when you have a guitar and you increase the volume, there's a logarithmic effect. So your bass, as you turn it up, will start getting louder, and so you can't really get much volume on stage. So this is the perfect solution for that. And the difference between this and outboard gear is you're getting to the source of the problem. So you could take your DI out and plug in and start EQing, but you don't have the kind of flexibility you do with this. And then if you do work this and then EQ off board, you have even greater flexibility. So I'm going to go with, I think 3 was the best for me. Let's hear it again, or 4. Actually, there you go, we're going to 4. So even when I had none of the switches on, it sounded really great, right? And you can hear I'm pretty loud and no issues at all. So there you go. So there you have it. The Ultratonic 3 by James May Engineering. Make sure to go to the website and check it out. But for me, man, it's just so great to see the technologies that keep constantly changing. Because for us as players, we want to kind of get the best sound we could possibly get, right? And you won't be disappointed. So make sure to check them out. And I'll be releasing a song soon so you can hear how it sounds like in a real setting. Until then, take care.